guys, Brent here with Foggy Dew Films, and this is going to be a little bit of a quick video. I just want to address two things: a tool that can help you plan out your trip or maybe even cancel your trip, and I also want to talk about my winch, the Squeaky Limo winch that failed me when we were up in McLean Creek. Now, we made it work when we were out there, as we always will, but in saying that, it was kind of disappointing that pulled out all that line and then it just wouldn't go back in. With all that being said, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is a new website. Well, it's not a new website, it's actually been out for quite a while. It's new to me, and it is firesmoke.ca. This will show you where a bunch of the fires are kind of throughout Canada, but it will also show you the impact that the wind has on the smoke and where the smoke is kind of heading. If I scroll in on Grande Cache, right now it appears that Grande Cache would be a safe place to go and ride, and likely very minimal or next to no smoke at all. That's absolutely fantastic. I've been up in these areas getting to great heights and looking for great views, and the smoke is actually kind of taken away from your trip just because you can only see maybe 100 meters in front of you. Firesmoke.ca, absolutely fantastic website to use in conjunction with albertaparks.ca, which again has those OHV bans, as well as Fire Bans Alberta. I just wanted to let you know about the new tool that you can use to plan your trip, or like I say, potentially cancel your trip depending on just how bad the smoke is in a certain area. Again, firesmoke.ca, so go ahead and check that one out before you head out on your ride. Alright guys, so now let's talk about the Squeaky Limo's winch, and I run a Polaris 4,500 pound Pro Vantage winch. I do really like this winch because I do like the cordless controller. However, in saying that, there is no hardwired controller in there, so if you lose your controller or your battery dies, you are out of luck. I always carry a spare battery with me just in case, but yeah, a couple of downfalls there. In saying that, when we were up in McLean Creek, we had to use the winch, and my winch was not available because of an issue, and I have figured out that issue. I have done a number of electrical tests to see where the issue was coming from. It's not the winch, but it is the black controller box that accepts the signal from your controller that you hold in your hand. That was the issue. So based on the test that I did, I managed to figure that out. I went into Riverside Polaris, talked to the service guys there, and yes, he confirmed with me that that is the main issue that they are seeing with these Pro Vantage winches. So if that's you guys, if you have a Pro Vantage winch and all of a sudden you find that your controller fires up but your winch ain't working at all, I would probably start there with that black box that accepts the signal from the controller. I have switched mine out, and I'm going to show you guys that right now. First thing I did was I changed out the battery in the controller and found that, guess what, that did absolutely nothing, so there's nothing wrong with the battery at all. So when we were out on the trail, we end up just tying it up like this. I have not seen a bunch of videos on this stuff at all for these Pro Vantage winches. Keys on, as you can see, in, we got nothing. Out, we got nothing, and that's a brand new battery in this one just because I changed it just in case it was a battery issue. That would have been a nice easy fix, but it is not. The issue, I believe, is going to be this box here. The reason why I think that is because that accepts the signal from the controller and basically tells the winch to go in or out. Try to do this without stabbing myself. Controller box for the winch removed. And this is what you're going to want to buy when you go to the dealer, the exact replacement, and it comes with a new controller because this is sunk up with this. You can't reuse the old controller at all. So this was 220 bucks out the door, which, like I say, kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, not having a winch also kind of sucks. So Alright folks, well, everything is reinstalled. Hopefully that's the issue. I'm going to power everything up here and hopefully get my winch back in, which would be kind of nice, as opposed to it being tied up at the front like it was for the remainder of our trip up to Cork Ridge there. So here's for hoping. Power to remote on. That is just a beautiful sound. We got the winch power once again, so I am happy. Just one more thing there, guys. Despite the fact that the original controller is pretty much useless, make sure you take it apart and take out the battery, giving yourself a spare. Like I say, 3 screws on the back, pull out the battery, and like I say, have yourself a spare. So if you guys have a Pro Vantage winch similar to mine, which again is just strictly run off of that cordless controller, if you guys have figured out a way to hardwire in a switch and be able to use that wireless controller as well, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to do that, and that way if I ever lose the controller or the battery dies, I can still run it from the inside of the machine off of that controller. So I'm back up and running with a winch, which I don't think anybody should ever go out riding without. I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. There wasn't a whole lot of videos out there in regards to the Pro Vantage winch and people having issues, but it was confirmed with me through the guys at Riverside that yes, if you do typically have a problem with that type of winch, it is likely going to come back to that black box, which again accepts that signal from the controller itself. So once again, I'm up and running, and I'm happy about that. So use that website just to help you plan out your trips. Again, firesmoke.ca. And again, if you have problems with your Pro Vantage winch, hopefully I helped you out on this one. So in saying that, guys, as always, thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.